Why do you think this Hamas-Israel war started? My answer, Russia.
They provided arms and...
It's that and encouragement. It instigated them that if you work on something, you've been sitting on it for 35 years. Now is the time because where Israeli government mind is elsewhere, Netanyahu is in a bunch of scandals. That's the weak point. America is distracted with Ukraine.
Or the judicial scandal and all of that happened.
All players got what they wanted.
Except for the 200,000, 50,000 people who died.
Taking over me, I'ma be down on my knees. You know I'm ready for this. You keep me begging for this.
This is the Ocio show with Rahul, where I have deep conversations with interesting people on topics that are meaningful, slightly personal, and perhaps controversial.
Roll with this. I could do this all day. I could do this all day. Back up, I'ma run this town. I'm headed for the top, and you know it's going down.
So I was an engineer, hardcore. One day the CEO of the startup I was at, quick turn, Phil Kaufman came to me and said, hey, I'm moving you over there. I said, what's over there? That's marketing. I said, what is marketing? Never heard of it. He said, what you do? That's called marketing. I said, what do I do? You see, explain things to people so they can understand. So that was my journey into marketing.
It's bold on his part to put an engineer into a marketing job, but he probably saw you in action.
Yeah, and I'm in action, explaining the product to customers and whatnot. So yada, yada, yada. 11 years later, I'm a vice president of worldwide marketing.
What company was that?
Quick Turn Design Systems.
Do they still exist?
The short answer is yes. The long answer is they went public.
Okay.
They were acquired by Cadence. And today they represent 12.5% of Cadence market revenue. If you look at the market cap, that company is worth $9.5 billion. Another quality I have, which annoys my wife to no end, I actually erase from my memory anything bad.
How soon though?
Soon enough, I
Like the next day or the next hour?
It depends on the event and who did it, but
Okay.
in general, I have amazing ability. So this is called APS, appreciating the present state. So this allows me to move on with life with a different velocity and different quotient of happiness than most people. I actually erase. I do not remember.
So you probably share a quality with Isaac Newton. Apparently he was very forgetful of things that happened in his past. So his wife would give him an egg to boil for 3 minutes and he would stand there putting the watch in the water and holding the egg because he forgot the instructions, because certain geniuses have to erase part of their brain to actually move forward in life, apparently.
If you ask, even I was talking to Sal Khan of Khan Academy, and what's the future of education? He made an interesting statement. He said, did Abraham Lincoln go to law school? Answer is no. How come he became a lawyer? And answer was, he studied by himself and apprenticeship. So future of education, the way Sal described it to me, will be nano degrees and apprenticeship. It's not 4 years college like we have had it for the last 100 years. Very interesting. So Northeastern kind of pioneered, other than Drexel in Philadelphia, the concept of co-op. So in getting a degree, you do 2 or 3 6 months paid jobs at a real company.
In between the degree.
During the going to school. So you may say third semester, you'll be off at JP Morgan for 6 months, or you're working at Pfizer. So these are real jobs. There's a course you take to how to get ready for the real job. Each person has a unique perspective and something inside them. Discovering that, sharing something, absorbing something. You can put me in an airplane. Sometime I'll ask for a middle seat. So I can have a chance to talk to the person on my right, the person on my left. If they don't put the headsets on, by the time we land, I may be expert in their field. I've done that dozens of times.
That's a quality I think we share. I love to chat, and that I always believe there are two kinds of people who love to talk in airplanes and who don't.
Yeah, true.
So this is amazing because you learn so much by having a conversation.
Yeah.
And then you get curious, and then you're going down this rabbit hole on Google or YouTube, finding out more about that particular topic. Do you see universities pivoting to one versus the other in terms of hiring educators?
So short answer is no. And the reason is that university, they're structured, the hierarchy. There was a job opening at Stanford. I was looking into it. They won't even let me fill out the application if you don't have a PhD, which is a short-sighted way of looking at what is needed. So universities are not changing that, or in general, I'm sure there are exceptions. But the nice thing is that the way we think of university is going to be circumvented because of AI and innovation in education happening over the next 10 years, which started about 10 years ago with YouTube and video and online courses and MOOCs, massively online courses. So all that is being upended. So America is the most well-protected country. It's a country which will never can be invaded from any outside force. There are two large oceans protecting it, a really benign neighbor on both sides really, and geography protecting you on the south side. So you're very well protected. Okay, that's one. One of the things which really matters is the infrastructure. How easily can you move things from one place to another? America has the richest waterway system in the world. It's 13,000 miles of waterways, river waterways, navigable waterways. And the definition of navigable, which is you can have 9 months out of the year, ship can go through that, a boat can go with 9 foot of draft.
This is the Mississippi River you're talking about?
That's one of them. But America has so many. If I can summarize in one sentence, Chinese economy is not about profit. Chinese economy is about employment. If people are employed,
They don't protest on the streets.
Protest. So that's why you can say, how can they buy this thing for $8? There's no way. Because Chinese government, as long as it keeps pumping out things, people are employed, which means you're in deficit, you can get a loan. So Chinese people are not allowed to send money abroad. They have to invest in the local bank. All that banks are loaning to each other. The bad debt ratio is one of the highest in the world, 329% of GDP. We get freaked out at when you get 100% of GDP to debt, we are at 120. And this is not even the full number. There's a lot of share. So I can have a long rant about the debt problem.
When is that debt bubble gonna burst?
Bursting already. Housing, you saw the Evergrande was one, but this is just a start. They are sitting in one of the most strategic piece of land. That's why Silk Road and the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul was the central place when all trade happened between East and West. Now, if Russia wants to access the Mediterranean, doesn't want to go to the frozen tundra of North, they need access to Black Sea, hence the Ukraine invasion, hence Odessa, hence Ukraine and all that stuff. So Black Sea, you have to cross the Bosphorus in the middle of Istanbul. So this is how you access the Mediterranean. So it's sitting at a very, very strategic location. Turkey, despite all the political problems of the last 20 years, with Erdogan becoming more dictator and more Islamic than previous thing, is sitting very well. They have one of the more well-trained armies. They have a strong industrial base. Their strategic location is very, very good. As some of the countries around them decline and become powerless, they're going to expand their footprint.
You're originally from Pakistan, and where do you think Pakistan is today in the world map? And what's happening? What's your take on being a Pakistani American on the state of your home country?
So Pakistan is at a crossroad. At one point, there was some race between India and Pakistan, but I think India has gone way ahead, and Pakistan still has not emerged from its political turmoil. And because of Ziaul Haq's time, a lot of Islamization was done, which has made it hard for the country to progress. That's the negative part. On the positive side, it does have one of the youngest population in the world, which does have access to internet, broadband everywhere, which does have a desire to learn and do things, which does not remember all the bad things the parents remember. Why do you think this Hamas-Israel war started? My answer, Russia. They instigated Hamas.
They provided arms and...
That and encouragement and instigated them that if you were going to do something, you've been sitting on it for 35 years. Now is the time because where Israeli government mind is elsewhere. Netanyahu is in a bunch of scandals. That's the weak point. America is distracted with Ukraine.
Or the
Go for it.
judicial scandal and all
Exactly.
of that happened.
So this worked for everybody. We stopped talking about Zelensky and Ukraine. We all focused on now here. Netanyahu in Israel wanted a way to go clean up Gaza because your neighbor keep throwing stones at you.
One day you're gonna go clean up the house.
So they needed
huh?
an excuse, so they got the excuse. Russia got what they wanted. Hamas wanted to be relevant and change the narrative in the world, and they did. The world opinion did change in the last couple of years towards Hamas versus Israel. All players got what they wanted.
Except for the 200,000, 50,000
Exactly.
people who died.
Exactly.